Hello everyone, what is up? I hope you're all doing well, and I thank you so much for watching. I'm Ken Kara, and we have a special show for you today. Our first and third segments will feature the two football players from our area that were selected to play in the 2025 Big 33 Football Classic, where a team of All-Stars from Pennsylvania will square off against a team from Maryland. Between those two segments, I'll let you know about an organization that is making sure that every athlete that plays in the Big 33 Classic will get a free heart screening. First up though, let me admit to you that I can be a little rigid. If things are off schedule or not really going my way, I can get some serious anxiety. I know that I could learn a lot from North Schuylkill football player Gavin Mentzer. In fact, I think we all can. Imagine being a kicker for a football team. You're setting up for one of the biggest kicks of your life with hundreds, maybe even thousands of people staring at you. You gather your thoughts, make your peace with the moment, and just when you're ready to let it fly, the opposing coach calls a timeout. That's the life of a kicker. That's the life of North Schuylkill's Gavin Mentzer.
I mean, people might think you might crumble under the pressure, but it's really just a blessing. I mean, I've come up loving Schuylkill County football. I've loved Schuylkill County football ever since I knew what football was. But going out there, sometimes you get nervous, but you realize you just got to take a deep breath in, deep breath out, know this is something that you love, and just realize that you got a job to do on Friday nights. I actually have a little chant to myself: head down, follow through, stay straight. Those are one of the three things you need, especially like on any kick.
In early 2025, Mentzer was scrolling through social media when he saw some interesting news. He had been selected as the punter for Team Pennsylvania in their annual high school all-star game against Maryland called the Big 33 Football Classic. When you all find out together about making the Big 33 game, was it a celebration? Was it just kind of a calm kind of whatever?
Oh no, it wasn't calm. It was awesome. It was just an exciting moment, just knowing that that was my biggest goal, and they knew, my parents especially, they knew that was my biggest goal. And getting that, getting the phone call from everybody, watching the social media posts say that Gavin Mentzer's the Big 33 team punter, it was just a surreal moment, knowing that the position at where I was to now where I am, it just took a lot.
Head down, follow through, stay straight. That motto can be applied to so much more than just kicking a football.
My family is an athletic family, but mostly just coming from that football side of things. I mean, like I said, my grandfathers, both of them got me into football. My dad, my uncle played football. On my dad's side, played football. So all of them just made a big influence on me. I was like, I'd love to continue this.
And so he did, but his life changed in an instant just before junior high school.
So I have a condition known as Kawasaki's disease, which prohibits me hitting because of the medicine I take. So at first, when I was in 6th grade, I played midget football, but the doctors told me I won't be able to play football anymore. Bigger contact, bigger risks.
The wind surrounding his life had shifted, and he would have to make an adjustment to follow through on his dreams. He would have to give up playing a position where he was on the field for almost every down.
My parents and I thought of the idea of kicking. They rarely get hit, maybe gave it a shot, and the doctors agreed to it. And the rest is history from there.
In 7th grade, he wasn't a starter on the team, but that only drove him to work harder, and when the COVID-19 pandemic hit and shut things down, Mentzer really started working out.
Gosh, hard work is everything. Nobody can get anywhere without hard work. You can have a lot of talent, but talent can only get you some places. The hard work an individual has will get you to the places you want to be. I didn't realize at first that kicking was going to be as difficult. I can picture a lot of people saying that too, but once I started kicking, I was like, wow, this, like you said, it's very humbling. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of work ethic, a lot goes into it that people don't realize. The background stuff that you have to do when you're either at your house, when you're at team lifts, whatever you're doing, just the amount of work that it has to take to get to a certain point to become good and great at something.
Mentzer started his 8th grade year and was a varsity starter a year later on a talented Spartan team.
The mental side of for me was very, very challenging to overcome. I know early in my high school career, getting that I felt like I had a lot more pressure since freshman starting on varsity, especially with a great football team, getting deep into districts. My freshman year went to states, you know, a lot of pressure, but there was it was something I had to really work hard on, really had to learn how to, I read a book. I actually read a book before every game that helps me with my mental side, kind of gets me in the zone. And I realized, like I said before, that you can make mistakes, but how are you going to bounce back from those mistakes? Are you just going to crumble down, or are you going to go out and you're going to be like, hey, I got a job to do, let's do this job?
He became a specialist weapon for an already powerful North Schuylkill program as a place kicker and punter. During his time, the Spartans played in 3 District 11 AAA championship games, winning 1 of them. In his senior year, he averaged 42 yards a punt.
Our Jim Thorpe game, I had a punt, I believe it went 64 yards, I believe it went around 55 in the air and had a really good roll. But just the feeling of the ball coming off my foot, I was like, wow, I think I launched that. And I look up and I'm like, holy crap, it's still going. Even Northwestern Lehigh, when we were in the district championship, I do Aussie style punts and I roll out.
Really? Okay.
So we called that out on the field and I rolled out, and I will say I did have a little bit of wind in my favor, but I went out and it was perfectly going right. It was going towards the sidelines. We were pinning them deep in. We got them on their 1 yard line. I believe that was also like around 64, 65 yards.
In 2024, Mentzer made 10 of 14 field goals with a long of 51 yards. 68% of his kickoffs were touchbacks, and he recovered one of his own onside kicks. You can say he had an impressive career, and Indiana University of Pennsylvania would agree with you. Mentzer will be punting there in the fall of 2025, and he says he'd like to compete for other kicking duties. Mentzer could have shut the book on football after 6th grade, but he took the hand he was dealt and wrote his own interesting piece of Schuylkill County football history.
I really hope I am an inspiration, especially to younger kids who's coming up, maybe is close to the same situation that I am, that might have that might not have the chance to play their sport again, but have that opportunity to maybe play it, but in a limited role. I want them to know that it's not really a limited role. Every role, no matter what sport, no matter what position, is a big role in order to winning games, winning championships. So as long as you have that hard work and dedication, you can do anything you can, anything you want to do.
That's interesting. As you're saying that, your story actually could be inspiration for people not even in sports, just to be like, hey, you might be dealt this hand. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. You could try something else. I mean, do you think it applies there as well?
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's getting a job or something in school, like you didn't get that opportunity that somebody else has gotten, doesn't mean that limits your opportunities. That just means another opportunity is going to pop up somewhere else.
Before we break, I feel it's important to point out that Gavin Mentzer is also an outstanding swimmer. He's the 2025 Schuylkill League 100 Freestyle Champion. Congratulations to him on an outstanding career down in Fountain Springs. We'll be right back.